हेलो एवरीवन, वेलकम टू माय चैनल स्टडी जंक्शन। एंड आज की वीडियो में हम चैप्टर द लास्ट लेसन इसके एमसीक्यूज़ एंड एक्सट्रैक्ट बेस्ड क्वेश्चंस को डिस्कस करेंगे। सो लेट अस स्टार्ट विद द एमसीक्यूज़ फर्स्ट. So question number 1 is, why did France look for opportunities to skip school? So the answer is to collect birds' eggs. Next, Mr. Hamel, introduced as a ruler building teacher, shows that he is. So he's a hard task maker. Next, which human tendency is highlighted through the story The Last Lesson? And the correct answer is B, procrastination. Next question, which of the following situations, according to Franz, could have been advantageous for him when he was late for his class? So the correct answer is option B, if there would be commotion in the class. Next, Franz thinks, will they make them sing in German, even the pigeons? What could this mean? So the correct answer is, when people are deprived of the essence, even the surroundings are affected. Next question, Mr. Hamel's motionless posture reflected that. Answer is, there was a sense of finality in his actions. Next, Franz saw a huge crowd assembled in front of the bulletin board but did not stop. How could you evaluate his reaction? So the correct answer is, it was too crowded for Franz to find out when what news was up to the board. Next, there was usually great bustle and noise when school began, but it was all very quiet. Which of the following describes Franz's emotions most accurately? So the correct answer is shock and awe. Next, I never saw him look so tall. Which of the following best captures Mr. Himmel on the last day of school? So the answer is patient, dignified, emotional, and courageous. Next, so this is what you have to do yourself. So you have to match column 1 with column 2, so you can do it yourself. Now we'll be heading towards the extract based MCQs. So काफ़ी सारे एम सी क्यूज़ यहाँ पर हम डिस्कस करेंगे. सो लेट अस स्टार्ट विद द फर्स्ट वन. तो मैं यहाँ पर रीड नहीं करूँगी, हम क्वेश्चंस पर डायरेक्टली इनको सॉल्व करेंगे. सो यू कैन रीड दैट इफ़ यू वांट बाय पॉजिंग द वीडियो. So first question है, why does the narrator refer to Mr. Hamel as poor man? So the answer is because he feels sorry for Mr. Hamel as it was his last French lesson. So it is a very obvious answer. Next, which of the following idioms might describe the villagers' act of attending the last lesson most accurately? So the correct answer is too little, too late. So this is a very perfect quote for the situation. And the next question, choose the option that might raise a question about Mr. Hamel's faithful service. And the answer is, Mr. Hamel often sent students to water his flowers and gave a holiday when he wanted to go fishing. So this is the question. And next, last question, choose the options that most appropriately fill the blanks. So the villagers and the children sat in class, forging with their old master a dash togetherness. So the answer is forgotten. In that movement, the classroom stood dash. So it was transformed. So that is a second option. It was France itself and the last French lesson, a desperate hope to dash to the remnants of what they had known and taken for granted. And the answer is hold on. And the last one, their own dash identity. So this is a very important question. You should definitely prepare this. Next, extract. So we'll be solving the questions. So first one, which of the following can be attributed to Mr. Hamel's declaration about the French language? So the answer is patriotic magnification. So they all felt patriotic because it was the last time that they were going to study their own national language, French. Next, so we have to read these, and this is also again you should do yourself. So uh, it's a nice question, but easy also, so you can do it yourself. Next, so again, next question, Franz was able to understand the grammar lesson easily because he was a dash, he was receptive, right? So it was altogether a different feeling. And with this, let us move to the next extract. So again, reading the question number 1, who is the speaker of these lines? So here The speaker is obviously France because he's the narrator. And the next, who was Mr. Hamel? So the answer is French teacher, very obvious. So it's a easy paragraph extract. Why was France in great dread? So this was because he had not prepared for his grammar lesson. Next, what did Franz think for a moment? So he thought of bunking his class, French class. So this was his immediate thought at that moment. अभी हम next पे चलते हैं extract पे. So usually when school began, so we can read from which lesson had the extract been taken. So it's obvious the last lesson. Who is the teacher referred to here? So that is obviously Mr. Hamel. What usual things happened every day at school? So that was great hustle and bustle and noise. So option A is the correct one. The word rapping means, that is obviously to striking to attract attention. So C option is the correct one. Now let us move to the next question. I jumped over the bench and sat down at my desk. So again, who is I in the above extract? So it's obviously France. I'd got over a little over my fright. Means because it means that a bit settled. He was a little bit settled and less nervous. Next. So next, before entering the class, what change did I find there? So the change was that the class was silent. Otherwise, there was always noise, hustle and bustle, or something like that. But that day, it was completely silent. So next question, we are discussing a lot of extracts. So I hope कि chapter आपका सारा पूरा ही cover हो रहा है and आपकी revision अच्छे से हो रही है. Who is the speaker of this line? So again, this okay, no. My children, this is the last lesson I shall give you. So this is spoken by obviously Mr. Hamel, their French teacher. Whom is he addressing to? He is addressing to everyone in the class. Which districts had come under Prussian rubs? Answer is Alsace and Lorraine. So both C, both A and B, C answer. And it's a very tricky question. Okay, so you should do it nicely. How was I different in his last lesson? So he was basically a grave. So A option, correct one. Next one. The idea that he was going away, that I should never see him again, made me forget all about his ruler and how cranky he was. Who is he in the above lines? So it's the teacher, Mr. Hamel. Who is I here? So I is France. Why would I never see him again? Because he was leaving the school. Next, what do these lines tell about he? It is that he was very strict. And the last question. But I got mixed up on the first words and stood there, holding on to my desk, my heart beating and not daring to look up. Who is I here? So I is France. What was asked in the class from I? So it was about the rules of grammar. Why did he stand holding the desk? So it was because he had not prepared his lesson. Why? What was the reaction of the teacher? So the reaction was that he pitied him, that you are not able to learn this French language, which is your own national language. So now you'll never get a chance to learn it, and now that's why he was having pity on him. So this was all about this chapter, the last lesson, and it was quite a nice session, I guess. So I hope कि आपको अच्छे से क्वेश्चंस के बारे में आइडिया हो गया हो कि इस चैप्टर से कैसे कैसे बन सकते हैं. तो मोस्टली यहाँ जो क्वेश्चंस हैं वो CBSE के खुद के क्वेश्चन बैंक में से हैं. सो दैट्स वेरी यूज़फुल, ये आप देख सकते हो. ये CBSE ने अपना क्वेश्चन बैंक रिलीज़ किया था जो 2021 बैच के लिए. सो उसमें से ये क्वेश्चंस लिए गए एंड दीज आर वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट क्वेश्चन. सो वी शुड prepare each and every question wisely. And that was all for this video, and I'll see you all in the next one. Till then, goodbye.